Welcome to the Miracle You, guiding you on the journey towards finding passion and purpose and how to discover, create, and live a life by your design. Whether your success has been plentiful or your missed opportunities have been overwhelming, we can help you become a more empowered, masterful person and show you how to share your gift with the world. It's time to inspire change from within with the host of the Miracle You, Vince Kramer.
Hello, imagination. I'm Vince Kramer, your host, and welcome to the Miracle You, where you learn about the magic of living your life by finding the example in real life. You've heard me share many times before the importance of listening to the messages that come into your life, to listen to the calling, where you're being pulled. And sometimes those messages come in ways that are pretty drastic. As you know, we call them crisis wake-up calls. Some people are on the verge of death when they realize that there's more to life, that calling has been there, that they've been living life in a way that they believed was going to bring them everything that they were meant to do, that everything that they were meant to be. And unfortunately, we follow the rules of society. We're pulled in directions that truly aren't in alignment with us. And then we have that moment where we realize that we want to live life differently. In some cases, we must and have to live life differently. And it opens our eyes up to new ways of thinking. Today's guest is going to share how his experiences and the experiences of some of his clients, that their beliefs, their stories from the past were nothing more than excuses for them to stay the same. And when you reach out and find help, when you get someone to walk with you on your journey and can look at some of the beliefs that come from early in your life, and you go back to the beginning, it really can open you up to being more of who you are and really can step into the fullness of that calling. I'm with Matthew Korban today, and Matthew grew up in struggle, running for his life in a country that has never known peace, and moved into fame and international recognition, and then nearly lost his life due to health complications. Matthew today is a different person, focused, and has a clear purpose and message. He left his old life behind, and just like he was given a new chance, he is determined to help those who want to turn their lives and become the best version of themselves. He is a certified health and life coach that has spent over 25 years connecting with people, first as an international marketing consultant, and now as an impassioned coach who helps executives restore balance without compromising their careers, relationships, or health. As an 8-figure business owner, he understands the demands of business and the stress of building something from the ground up, which is why he is passionate about helping others achieve balance and be successful. Matthew Korban, are you ready to share the miracle of you with the imagination?
Sure. Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. It's so good to have you here today. I can't wait to hear some more of your story. But one of the things that I'd really like to touch on right at the beginning, Matthew, is you had what some people would call an experience where you actually left your body and got to see yourself in a situation where your life was ending. Could you tell us about that wake-up call and explain as you came out of that situation how it changed your life?
Oh boy, that incident changed my life. I mean, I'll tell you this moment when this happened, and then I guess we're gonna go back and talk about the whole story and how it led me to that moment. That moment, I was on the operating table, and the doctor was gonna operate on me, and he counts 1, 2, 3, and you're supposed to go to sleep. And those 1 to 3 seconds seemed like forever. Oh God, I still feel it right now.
I can understand.
I start with the flashback, and all I saw is just my family. I saw the ones I love. I saw myself regretting every bad decision I took, every thing that I did wrong, and I saw myself on the operating table looking, and then I grew up being a believer and praying, but somehow I was caught with fame and recognition and awards, and I forgot this. And all of a sudden, I looked up and I said, God, I mean, I'm sorry, I just remembered you now when I needed you. And just let me go through this, and I'm going to be a different person. And it was, I mean, the memory is so vivid, and like I remember every piece of it, and then it went all black, like pitch black. And then throughout the operation, I started seeing lights, and I started like hearing voices, and it's like I'm battling with myself. And 8 hours later, when I woke up, because the surgery took like 8 hours, the doctor explained to me, he said, we had to give you 2 doses of anesthesia because you weren't at peace. You were like struggling, you were like shaking. And although you were sleeping during the surgery, but I don't know what was going on with you. And I was like, okay, I'm going to tell you one day, but not now. And I spent over a year not telling this to anyone because I was ashamed of it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Was the surgery something that there was a possibility you weren't going to come out of it?
Yeah, the doctor said you have less than 20% chance that you're going to make it.
Wow.
And he said, listen, just go live those 5 months that you still have. And I said, no, I need to fight back because I'm not done yet. And he made me sign waivers that he's operating on me under my own responsibility because there's a good chance I'm not going to wake up, or I'm going to wake up having 5 days and not 5 months.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty amazing. And knowing that there's more life and knowing that you're meant for more is really something that pulls a lot of us along, but others, I just don't believe that it can happen, or believe that, they're destined to live whatever life gives them, be it 5 days, be it 5 months, or whatever. So that's pretty amazing that you made the choice to live. Could you kind of share with us a little bit what it was like to go through the choice of making the decision of maybe shortening your life considerably by just getting on the table?
I'm gonna go back to the day I was born, because I believe, and as the coach and as a consultant, we all believe that your childhood programs the way you live later on. So I'm gonna go back to the day I was born. It was in 1976. I was born in Lebanon, and unfortunately, Lebanon hasn't known any peace since then. And when I say Lebanon to people, they remember Lebanon as a place of struggle and war. And it's unfortunate because it's a beautiful country and beautiful people. But when I was born, the first 13 years of my life in Lebanon, before I just left the country, I was running from shelter to shelter. I was running from school to a school. Even at school, we used to go to school, and in the middle of the classroom, we start hiding under the desks because someone decided to start shooting at people just like this. So it was pretty crazy, and somehow we were determined to live, and we never gave up. And this has taught me to never give up and to keep on fighting. And it served me well somewhere when I decided not to give up and to fight back and to hang on to life. And on the other hand, it programmed the whole thing until I was on the operating table. So I left when I was 13 years old, and at 13 years old, I have already changed more than 10 schools, and I have seen more than 5 houses burn, running from place to place and struggling to stay alive and being tough. And It was hard. So I left, and when we left, I left to live alone without my family, because most of the families, they were scattered all over, and I was taken by a school in France, and I went to boarding, and then I lived there for some time. That's my accent and my French.
Mm-hmm.
French is my first language now. So the first thing that came to my mind is, I'm gonna be a successful man, and I'm gonna work hard, because I don't want to give my kids the life that I had. I just want to give them a decent life. So I started working real hard, and I graduated from college. I started working. I mean, the first 5 years of my life at work, the HR called me after 5 years, and I used to work in an American company in Dubai. I got recruited in Chicago, and then they sent me to Dubai, since I know the language and the culture. And so he said, listen, man, I got to tell you something. It's been 5 years you're with us. We're very happy, but you haven't taken any day off since then. And it's not only this, you have an average of 16 hours per day at work. So you got to get alive. I said, no, I don't, because I'm going to get married one day soon, and I need to give my life a decent life, my kids a decent life. So I guess this is the programming.
Mm-hmm.
We got married and all, and I had kids, and they came home to the States, Ohio, where we live now. And I stayed in Dubai and in the whole Middle East working hard. And this is when I started planning my whole death, if I can call it that way, by not taking care of myself, by not appreciating myself, by not looking back and seeing that the fact that I came out of Lebanon in one piece, and I'm here, and I was given a family and a career and everything, is already something I should cherish, and I should celebrate, and I should create some sort of balance. But for me, it wasn't that. And I used to give myself excuses, saying, hey, I'm doing this for my kids. And in fact, I wasn't. And I realized this after I went through the whole experience. I wasn't. I was doing this just for myself, just to fill some blank, some void inside. And I used to enjoy the whole spotlights and recognition and awards and being in the center of attention. And from someone who was running for his life and wearing the same clothes 10 days, 15 days, because our clothes were burnt and we didn't have money to buy any. For someone who was eating a piece of bread every 10 days, to someone under the spotlight and getting awards. I mean, this is something, and I enjoy this.
Oh, for sure. There's so many opportunities for us to recognize when we pull ourselves out of something that is so life-changing in a way that in those circumstances, I guess what I want to say, some people would give up, and other people like you, I'm going to make the best of this, and I'm going to be everything that I can be. And in that process, then we get wrapped up in how amazing we are, how amazing life is. But then we have these wake-up calls like you did, and end up on the operating table. How did you kind of walk us through the steps that happened after you started to get well and you realized that you were going to live? What kind of things went through your head, and how did you start making those changes to become who you are today?
After I woke up, this happened maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So I woke up, and it took me like 8 months to recover. And I mean, before going through this, I reached maybe 400 pounds in weight. Yeah, I was like a truck. So after I woke up, I spent 8 months recovering. During those 8 months, I couldn't eat anything, partly from the surgery, and another part from my depression and shame, and just I don't want to show my face. And me, the guy who didn't want to miss a click of any camera or spotlight, now hiding at home in his own cocoon or corner, just sitting there in shame. So I dropped to 150 pounds in weight. And after a whole year sitting there, I thought, what am I doing? I was given a new life. I was given a new chance. And how am I benefiting from this? What am I doing? I mean, I'm just sitting there. No, I gotta do something. And I started thinking, honestly. And the first thing that came to my mind is my life as a top executive and an entrepreneur, and what happened to me, and all my colleagues I know and all the people I know that are living the same life I used to live. And I thought, this is it. I want to help those people. I mean, no one has to go through what I went through. And if I can be the wake up call to those people by reaching to my colleagues first and then to their friends and to everyone around and telling them what they can do. So first thing I did, I went back to school and I got certified as a health and life coach. And I started reaching out to those people, telling them that I can help them. I know exactly what every top executive or business person or entrepreneur or they go through by compromising stuff just to keep their career running, and by giving excuses that we're doing this for the family or myself or whatever the excuse is. And I mean, the first person I reached out to, he became my client, and the second became my client, and the third became my client. And those were my friends and my colleagues. And then now I have already hundreds of top executives, and it's been amazing. I mean, the whole discovery walkthrough that we take with them, it's amazing, and it gives me satisfaction. It gives me purpose. It makes me happier. I'm not as rich as I used to be before. I don't have a big fat paycheck every 2 weeks like I used to have before, but I learned that this is not life. I mean, I'm happier now. It's a miracle how everything happened, and how I was able to come out of it. I mean, and that's why I tell my clients, you don't have to go through this, because I was lucky to go through it and to come out in one piece. I have very supporting family, like my wife, my kids. I have faith. I mean, I was lucky. I had luck, big luck.
Yeah, at Imagine Miracles, when we talk with our clients, and we actually have a workshop coming up soon, and one of the things that is going to be part of the workshop is it might not be as much luck as we think. We come into this world with a purpose, and we have to really live different parts of our lives and get the gifts and the understanding from those parts of our life to be able to step into who we are and really make the difference that we're meant to make. And your experiences definitely opened you up to bringing your passion to the world of sharing with other people that there are so many more important things. One of the things that you said, Matthew, that I would like you to clarify for us a little bit. You said excuses, and when you talk excuses, are they truly just excuses people make, or are they coming from a belief system? And do they really believe, when your clients sit down in front of you, do they really believe the stories that they've been telling, or is it that they don't believe, but this is what society expects of them?
Wow, that's an amazing question. You tapped onto something very, 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 very deep and very important. And yeah, this is the core of the discovery that we go through. There are two parts. One part is we as people, we like our comfort zone, and we like wherever we are sitting, and we tend to protect it by either creating excuses or making ourselves fail. And I'm going to talk about this, or just being defensive. And this is the defense mechanism of the whole comfort zone where we sit. And the other part is the whole society where we live, the expectation and the tags that are put on everyone from the moment he or she leaves their house to the moment they walk. Or it's the whole expectation. People expect stuff from you, and you start living up to those expectations, and challenging yourself just to exceed those expectations, even if it means sometimes, I don't know, doing anything bad for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So the first part is definitely, and I've seen it with my clients, and I was able to conquer it thanks to my experience, education, and as part of it psychology, and part of it coaching, and a big part of it is a defense mechanism that people take. They start making excuses. I've seen people wanting them to fail, wanting themselves to fail at my program, just so they can tell themselves, I tried and I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the excuse. The other one is, I'm going to give you an example. I mean, that happened with me when I was still working in Dubai. And one day I came to, like 7 or 8 years old, I came home to, I just flew from Dubai to Ohio for one night. And it was Christmas night, and just to spend with my family. And Christmas night was done, and in the morning I was packing and leaving, and my son came and he grabbed onto my foot and he was like, please don't leave. I said, no, I have to leave. I have work. Then he said, why? I said, because I need to go and get some money. Then he ran to his room. He came back with his dog-shaped piggy bank and he gave it to me. And he said, just break it and take the money and just don't leave. And I looked at him. I said, don't get it. I'm doing this for you. And I left. Mm-hmm. And now I know that I wasn't doing this for him. I was doing this for myself. Mm-hmm. I was enjoying this. And it was just an excuse that I used to tell my kids, my wife, everyone, I'm doing this for you. No, because now I'm living with them and I'm doing this for me and for them and living happier. And everyone doesn't like to lose or to get away from their comfort zone. So they create excuses to just stay in their comfort zone.
You know, one of the things that I truly believe in, and it's part of our programs, is the fact that we realize as we get further in life, or our eyes are opened from some type of wake up call, be it a realization that, you know, I'm going to lose my family, or I'm going to lose my life, or I'm going to lose whatever, and our eyes are open, and we realize that it's really an excuse, or it's really an old belief. But one thing that I want to ask you, and I want to touch on a little bit here, is when we're going through it, when we're in the heat of the battle, when we're getting up every day at 4 o'clock in the morning and getting home at 8 o'clock at night, we truly do believe that we're doing it for our families. And we truly do believe that we're making everyone else's life better. What do you see as a common denominator that helps people step from the place of a belief that I'm doing this for my family, and into that space of realizing that you're really not helping your family by being away from them all the time?
It's an amazing question, and it's the core of I mean, it's the starting point of my coaching. I have developed my own proprietary technique, and it starts with assuring my clients or everyone that I'm not here to change. So don't get alarmed. Don't just close and put walls around yourself. We're not going to change anything. The first step and the most important step is just to uncovering the why. Just let's discover why you're doing whatever you're doing. And from experience, the first 15 times anyone answers this question, why you're doing this, is not the real answer. It's just anything that his mind is just giving in order to protect themselves from the truth. Because scientifically speaking, the right brain dominates the left brain, and the right brain is the emotional brain, and the cognitive system that links the right to the left is way bigger than the one that links the left to the right. So the emotion is stronger than the rational. whether we like it or not. It's the fact. It's the scientific fact. So the first 10 to 15 times we ask anyone why you do this, they will start answering emotionally just to protect themselves, just by thinking. And when they start doing this, it's the guilt that they're eating them. So this is when the coach, a good coach, would know that they are protecting something and they're not saying the real truth. And he needs to keep tapping onto these whys and asking the right questions until we uncover the real why. And it's amazing once this is done, this discovery. My first couple of sessions with my clients is just discovering the real why. And once this is discovered, everything changes. It's like someone has seen the light. It's like, wow, no, wait. And this is when we start working the real thing. This is why most of the programs, they don't work, because the first mistake that is done is by asking the people what they want. And you shouldn't, because when you are helping a client, you should be helping the client and you shouldn't just tell him what you want. I'll give you an example. I'll give you two examples actually. I have a friend and I've known him since more than 10 years, and he's a colleague. He's a top executive, and he is, until 5 months, he was still living my old life. And every time he comes to me, he goes like, I'm trying to lose weight and I can't. I'm going to go healthy and I can't. My lifestyle doesn't allow it. And all of these excuses and excuses. And he wasn't ready just to go there. And when I talked to him, he said, listen, I tried every plan, every nutrition plan, I even went to the plan they called the Marine diet plan. I don't know what it is. And it's supposed to be something extreme and very tough. And he said, it doesn't work on me. I said, it doesn't work on you because you don't want to make it work on you. And whenever you go to fill this questionnaire, and you fill it just the way you like to be. So we fill stuff that we wish to be there. And the process goes, the first time we give the questionnaire or ask the question, we compare it with the last time. The last time, the 15th time, or the time we uncover it, will be the real answers. And the first time would be the wish. So that's your wish list, your first answer. And then it starts getting with some imagination. I have another client. She's an amazing lady. She's a top executive, very well balanced. She's amazing. I've been coaching her for more than 9 months now. And she calls me one day when the whole COVID started, like maybe a month or two after the COVID started. And she said, man, I need help on something. I said, yeah, sure. I mean, it's not our session, but we can make an exception. What can I help you with? She said, I need to lose weight. I was like, oh, wow, this is not like you. Usually we work more on life balance and stuff. I mean, you don't go into these things. She said, yeah, I need to lose weight. I was like, why? She said, what do you mean why? I need to look nice. I said, why? She said, I need to fit in my old clothes. I need to buy new clothes. And I kept asking the why in so many ways and getting on her nerves. And at the end, she said, I want my husband to see me. Ever since we've been at home and the COVID, and he's not looking at me. I was like, so this is the real why. You don't want to lose weight because you want to fit in your old clothes or whatever you want. You want to be noticed by your husband. So we need to work about this thing and not giving you a diet that will make you lose a couple of pounds, because this is not going to solve the problem.
Right.
And this is the most important part. Just uncover your real why.
You know, what you just shared with us is so important. And I just want to talk to the imagination about the importance of having a coach in your life or coaches in your life to help you to truly open your eyes to the real underlying situation that is affecting you getting the results in your life that you want. And what you just shared with us, Matthew, is really important. And it's something that anybody who has a coach or anybody who's looking for a coach, it's not about somebody else giving you your answers. It's about somebody asking you the right questions so you uncover your own answers, because it's and then of course that coach can point out to you when, oh, okay, now you're being truthful. Now you're really answering from a place that you can start working forward from. But there's so many coaches out there right now that, like you said, their programs. I've got my way, and I'm gonna plug you into my way, and your life is going to be absolutely amazing because you're doing it my way. But the true answer is that you have to find your way, and a good coach, as Matthew's been sharing with us, is the one that keeps asking the questions until you get down to that bare bone. This is where the situation is, and then being able to work from there and move into who you are and who you're meant to be through that process. So thank you for sharing that. It's so important for people to hear. Let me ask you this. If you were to give some advice to the people that are listening right now, especially those that are following society's rules, that are working harder than they need to be working because they believe that they're making a difference in someone else's life by doing and making money, what advice would you give them?
The first thing I would say, uh, don't be ashamed to ask for help. I mean, ask for help, get some help. And when someone asks for help, and I'm saying this from my old experience, when someone asks for help, it doesn't mean that this person is weak. It means this person is mature and he's courageous and he's powerful enough to say, I need help, because we all need help. And we just cannot live alone. We cannot just do anything alone. Because when you ask for help, you're not only helping yourself, you're helping others as well. And this is the first step, because here, everything, I mean, pride gets in the way. And we all have pride, and we're all proud of something. We have some sort of ego, and we're like, no, I'm not weak. I'm not going to ask for help. Well, what I say, if it takes real strength and real courage to ask for help. And if you ask for help, doesn't mean you need something. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you have decided to take the decision to take the step forward, to evolve, to upgrade. This is what it means. Because I tell people, as a coach, I can't live your life. I'm not gonna do. I'm just gonna ask the questions. I'm gonna nudge you. I'm gonna show you the way, and I give them this visual. I give them this image, and I tell them, sit with me on the border of this river. Let's sit together on the border of this river, and let's look at the other side, and let's fix our vision on the other side and say, this is where we want to be. This is our target. This is our objective. We want to be on the other side, because this is where we're heading towards. And you have the river that is in between. And on the river, there's nothing. So my questions, my coachings are like the stones that will be on the water on the river, and I'll be just taking your hand and helping you crossing this towards the other side. It's just helping you become the best version of yourself. This is the thing. So just ask for help and don't give up. If life knocks you out once or twice, just keep on standing up. I mean, look at me, I'm a living proof.
I truly appreciate you sharing that strength is really in understanding that we can ask for help, and there's really going to be no judgment from the outside except for those who probably need help themselves and aren't willing to ask for it. So that's probably the only pushback that you're going to get from that aspect. And in doing that, especially for those who have families, in doing that, you're setting an amazing example for your children that it's okay to surround yourself with people that can help you be the best you. And when you're the best you can share so much more than you ever could think about sharing. So that is such excellent advice. believe it or not, we're at the end of our time. These 30-minute podcasts go so fast. Sometimes I want to just hang out with my guests forever, but unfortunately, we're keeping it right at the 30 minutes. Matthew, could you tell everyone how they could get in touch with you, how they can find you?
The best way is through my website. It's www.matthewkorban. Korban is KORBAN.com. And on the website, everyone can find the link to my social media accounts and to my calendar. And I'm giving free consultation, free discovery session as to start with. So anyone who can just schedule a session with me for free, and we're going to go through the whole discovery with a personality test and assessment and next steps. And this is what I'm giving in this time, in this hard time, the COVID time, just to contribute to everything and to give back to society and to be grateful to everything. So it's matthewkorban.com. This is the best way.
How awesome. How generous of you. And for those of you who want to spend a little bit of time with Matthew, learn those next steps, as he said, really understand what he can do to help you step into the fullness of you. Just go to themiracleyou.com, look for Matthew's page. On that page, I'll make sure that all the information that he just shared with us is available to you. Take the opportunity and take advantage of an opportunity to talk to someone who understands what it's like to come from a place of living the way that the society has taught us to live, and to believe that we're doing the best for ourselves and the best for others by working ourselves into a grave in a lot of cases. Take advantage of what he's sharing with you, and just go to his webpage, sign up for that free consultation. Matthew, thank you so much for being who you are, what you're bringing to the world, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
On behalf of my wife, Mary, my business partner, and the entire Imagine Miracles team, we want to wish each and every one of you a miracle day.
You've completed this episode of The Miracle You, but we have plenty more to help you discover your own personal passion and purpose. Head over to themiracleyou.com for free resources to assist you on your journey, as well as register for our free webinar, Discover Your Miracle Life, 3 mind-awakening steps toward your unique purpose, or apply for a one-on-one Your Life, Your Way breakthrough session and discover your next best step on your journey. All available exclusively on our website. That's themiracleyou.com. We look forward to sharing more experiences of passion, purpose, and life by design next time, right here on The Miracle You.